What you cannot fake is energy. We are living so much in a world right now, on the outside, things are easily faked, and the fake anyway belongs to this world. It's one in one.
Welcome back to Inspire Change with Jordan Mulligan. And today I'm joined by Master Shi Heng Yi. And what a great conversation we're having today about brotherhood. The reason I wanted to ask these questions is because this company, this YouTube channel, the movement that we have started with my brothers. And that's why I wanted to ask Master Shi Heng Yi, because little do people know online that Master Shi Heng Yi is part of a community, and within that community are the brothers he has around him. And it's wonderful to hear him talk exactly about that. Today's video was sponsored by Huel, a quick, affordable, nutritionally complete source of food that I absolutely love. Use code Jordan Mulligan 10 at checkout for a discount on your next Huel order, linked down below. But before that, the brotherhood of the Shaolin Temple Europe and Master Shi Heng Yi. Let's dive into it.
Just this morning, you know, we saw some of your training, and you gave us a small insight to what that is. It included hardening the bones and the body, and then it was into physical fighting that we would see from like MMA fighters. And I guess sometimes when you see from the outside Shaolin, even loads of different martial arts, from karate to whatever it is, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's practical. And I feel like what some of the conversations we've spoken about is about drawing that back in. And I think maybe it's a held belief for yourself that that's something you want to do, that you want to be able to have that sort of practical element of it and apply it into our lives. And I just basically love to hear some of your thoughts on it. And then I guess we can break it down into the disciplines, the courage, the compassion, all that kind of stuff.
For example, this morning, you saw, first of all, one of my very, very close friends. Actually, he's like my brother. He's like my younger brother. We grew up together in the city over here, but then he had some things to do in another city. I had my studies, for example, going on. So in between, our paths sometimes just separated. But nevertheless, if I look on a wider scale, I can see he's my brother. I can feel he's my brother. At the same time, when he grew up very young, he already started being interested, first of all, on the martial arts, and second of all, also his interest is into dancing. Okay, so me at the same time, I also showed you this morning, I'm interested into sometimes technical aspects, meaning I started earning my first money actually by being a bicycle courier, driving out sandwiches that people ordered here in that city. This is like the first money that somehow I started earning. And parallel to all of this, I also had the interest in the martial arts. So in the first place, without now talking about this monastery, Xiao Shen and myself, we are simply martial art enthusiasts. We just like this training, which also goes hand in hand with the fact when we were still, let's say, younger than right now, we also like to compete, of course. When you're young, when the testosterone is still quite high, when you're still a little bit unsure about yourself, of course, you want to use the martial art, in our case, and actually battle yourself with other people. So that also means that in very young ages already, it started. Don't understand it wrong. It's not we were looking for conflict, but we understood that going consciously into conflict at the same time carries the possibility that you are learning something about yourself. And it also reveals at the same time, if you are lying to yourself, if you think about yourself, you're better than you at the end actually are. So that means conflicts, once they arise, it just starts to bring out that, it brings out part of the truth. Let's say it like this. Okay? So then those two of us, me for example also, growing up in that city, then we had the chance that this monastery on the one side was founded, getting also in contact with the Shaolin Temple in China. And it's in a way for enthusiasts like us, nothing better could have happened. So having the chance right now to, on a daily basis, just follow up on your own passion that we have anyway, and then even having this possibility that people are interested to more or less know about what are you practicing, why are you practicing it, and what's the benefit of it. So, and this is how over time, throughout all different channels, let's say, and throughout working hard, staying with it, people started talking about us, people started seeing more about us. So this is why everything evolved in the way until we know, or we have what nowadays is called the Shaolin Temple Europe. Okay? So this place right now is run by many. It's not just Xiao Shen and myself. We have more teachers inside of here, sharing the same passion, sharing the same background, meaning this martial way of thinking, this physicality being integrated into already your upbringing. This is what all of us inside this Shaolin Temple Europe is connecting us. So, and we have people that are, let's say, specialized in certain areas. We have people with a bigger overview, but at the same time, everybody somehow has his place inside this community. And just throughout time, when many people come together, everyone with a very specific skill set, everybody different from us, different childhood, different education, sometimes different style, meanwhile, what we are specializing in. Different visions, different feelings, different emotions, everything different. But one thing the same. The realization that our lifetime is not just about us, and that it gives a really good feeling, or sometimes also a nice purpose, knowing that we're going to go together as a bond, as a band of brothers, to have a brotherhood. And together in this brotherhood create something that is benefiting more than just the individuals inside of it.
For what we do, when you said brotherhood, and I don't just mean the fact that it's brothers, you know, my sister's here as well, we've got a great team at home, but it is very much a brotherhood. And for me, when you use the word brotherhood, it's about a mission for good. It's about, you know, everyone's on the same mission for good. And I wonder how the physical training, the concept that we spoke about yesterday as well, the demon hand as well, how does that play into a brotherhood? Like, if you were all on the same mission, that's fantastic. And then what kind of mentality do you have to have together to make those missions and those ambitions come true?
I mean, just by really taking that word brotherhood and looking at the core of what that word means, you have the brother, or let's say the sister. So you literally just look into the relationship that you have to your brothers or to your sisters. First of all, they are not you. They have their ideas, they have their ideals. Second thing you realize is there is no brotherhood, there is no sisterhood where you always get along with your brother. Okay? So I really think that growing up together with other brothers or sisters, also in very early ages, is confronting you with something very important.
I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Today's episode was sponsored by Huel, a quick, affordable, nutritionally complete source of food that has everything that your body needs. And yes, I have used this for the past 2 years. When we fly around the world, when we make these documentaries, when I'm trying to break the world record stone, as a plant-based athlete or as vegans to know that I can reach in my bag, grab a bottle of fuel. It has all the nutrients that my body needs. I don't have to prepare a meal if I don't have the time. Is an absolute game changer. So I do recommend it. It is linked down below. Use code Jordan Mulligan 10 for a discount at checkout. And I recommend you check out the Huel Black Edition if you're doing any heavy lifting or anything like that. And they have some unbelievable stuff coming to the US as well. These super greens are being released in the US at the moment as well. So go check that out. Thank you to Huel for sponsoring the video. Let's dive back into it.
With the message, it's not necessary for you to always be right. This is the first thing. It's not necessary that your brothers or sisters share the same ideas as you. So it starts very early that you are inside a smaller family and actually try to figure out what type of a construct, what type of community, what type of a rule set would make sense in order for everybody inside of that family being able on the one side to freely express themselves without harming the others. That is the one side. So there is something about how can everybody be an individual strength without sacrificing or without harming or affecting the others. And at the same time, once one of your brothers or sisters is at a certain point in life where they need support, how quickly can you sense it? It's like another thing, okay? So because the outside, the way how somebody looks, the way what somebody talks, it's not an appropriate indication of what's going on. Okay, we are living so much in a world right now. On the outside, things are easily faked, and the fake anyway belongs to this world. It's one and one. Okay, but what you cannot fake is energy. What you cannot fake is the sensing when you sit across one person and just try to sense it. And I think this type of, you can sense when somebody close to you is not well. Okay? So these are like things, now I was talking all the time about real brother, real sister, but sometimes you meet people in your life, they are brothers from another mother, okay? But when you're sitting with them, you can still sense that there is a connection. There is a connection between that other person and yourself, that sister and yourself. Some people refer to maybe it's your soul brother, maybe it's your soul sister, but there is some type of connection. And this is also like for me, you know, it doesn't matter what is written on the paper sometimes, what you are, that you are like officially married, let's say like this. Officially married, but inside no connection, pointless. That's why I've also never been a friend of any type of paperwork. Either it's inside or it's not inside. Either you sense it or you don't sense it. Either you have the spirit or you cultivate it if you want to have it. Okay? This type of energy just doesn't lie. So, and just like now talking about all of these pictures, when I train together with my brothers, I can feel when their weakness comes. I can feel when they're about to give up. And vice versa. And we all feel it about ourselves. And this is now the point where sometimes people know what to do. But it's still better to sometimes be reminded by someone. Or even being able to witness someone going through the same suffering right now, knowing we all suffer, but at least I don't suffer alone. And he managed to do it, I will manage to do it. So it is sometimes just by observing the actions. Nobody needs to tell you, keep going, keep going. No, sometimes it's enough to just watch somebody, see the suffering, but at the same time also see, but he still keeps on going. So this is then suddenly opening up also your ability to have that own trust and hope is possible. And so it just opens the mind. And if many people on a constant basis are confronted with these things and doing this type of training, then this group dynamic is simply a really strong one. Yeah, and now this all also doesn't just apply to the field of martial arts. Like I said, there are many individuals who have their own things going on. So maybe the suffering doesn't come from the field of martial arts. Maybe the suffering comes from something else that happened in their private life. But same story here. Why do you sense a person? Because you have a connection. And so it's out of question for me, does the suffering come because you're doing the martial art, or does the suffering come because you have problems in your relationship? It doesn't matter. I can feel he's not feeling well, she's not feeling well, something must be done. And if I can do something, I do it. Yeah? The closer, the deeper, the more intimate, the stronger the connection is, the feeling is that you have towards another person, then something very, very naturally, as a consequence, will arise. And that one is called compassion. Okay? With a close circle, it's easy to sense it. Yeah, if they are from your flesh and blood, chances are high it's naturally already existing. But it's also possible with, let's say, like in our place, as a community, a brother and sisterhood from different families. Even there, it's possible to create it. And the goal, jumping now really, really back into Buddhist teachings, is that this type of internal this type of perspective, if you can help, you help. Why? Because you can sense the suffering of the other people. This is what we refer to as being compassionate, or learning to cultivate this type of belongingness. So actively training yourself towards the direction of belongingness. Okay? Because if there's no connection, there can't be compassion. Very simple. Compassion is the natural consequence of very deep connection. Why? Because you are regarding the other person as part of your existence and life. So there is no alternative than just trying continuously the best to pull, either we grow together or nobody grows.
Thank you so much to Master Shi Heng Yi for doing this. And Shen is a good friend of ours as well now. And the brotherhood between them at the Shaolin Temple Europe is something that people don't get a look at. So I hope this gave you an insight. We have a documentary coming out in February with Master Shi Heng Yi. It's nothing like you've ever seen before. So if you want to find out more about that, go to the main channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell. It will be coming out at the end of February. It's a very important film to me. It's had a soundtrack done specifically for the film. It's Master Shi Heng Yi like you've never seen before. So if that sounds like something you fancy, please go do that. Thank you to Master Shi Heng Yi for the time to be able to create this documentary, create these clips. I know you guys are absolutely loving them. So thank you so much. Drop down a comment below if you've got some suggestions for future guests and projects as well. I also want to say a massive thank you to the support that we've had from our sponsor, Huel. They make this possible. So thank you so much to Huel. If you want to find out more, go to the link in the description. Use code Jordan Mulligan 10 at checkout for a discount as well. And thank you to everyone who supported us at mulliganbrothers.com. The buy one, get one free using code 2024 is still on sale. Guys, to make this happen, to make these documentaries happen and these projects, it's very time consuming. We've got 10 employees in here. We've got red cinema cameras. We fly thousands of miles to make this happen. So I really do appreciate you guys sitting through these ad spots, understanding that it's a part of the process. And thank you so much to the sponsors. It wouldn't be possible without them. So thank you so much. I hope you've had a blessed and productive start to the year. There's still a lot of time left in this first month. So yeah, keep getting it, guys. I am now off to New York to film our next project. Really exciting with that. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will see you in the next one. Peace.